I've just been telling the team, the Hayes in the barn, that we had a really, really, really good workout last Thursday just to kind of prove that they're ready. Now we have enough days to recover and be ready to go in Colfax. But let's stay busy. Don't think about the race. And then we'll take care of business when we get to Colfax on Friday.
Yeah, talk about the field a little bit. Obviously, Stanford, Washington, Oregon, Cal Baptist, I think, as well as Portland. You've gotten a chance to face Portland in WCCs, going up against Matt Strangio and that team as well. Just talk about them, just the experience you have with Portland, and also just the field, the rest of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're pretty confident going into Colfax, just knowing it's a 10K. And in the past, we've performed pretty well at regionals. I think on paper, it looks like we have a big challenge ahead of us, and I think that's true. But I don't think challenges like this is something that's like new to our team and something we're really shying away from. So I think seeing Portland at WCCs is really good. And I know the score didn't look super pretty, but I think there weren't really a lot of things that we need to do to tighten up to make that a lot closer race. And I think with another 2K, our guys have a lot more confidence that we can do a lot more damage against teams like Portland. And then teams like Oregon and Washington really aren't out of reach either. So
Yeah, we're just going to roll the dice. It's one of those things that, strategy-wise, we're just going to line our 7 guys up and roll the dice and add up our score at the end. And there are 6 really good teams. And, last year we got an automatic, and we weren't supposed to get an automatic. So we kind of like that. Maybe we get used to that kind of a mentality. It's nice that it's in Colfax, that it's close. I hope the weather's horrible. It could be an advantage. And I know our 7 guys are ready.
Will, as a senior, what is it like for you going into this stretch of the season for kind of the last time here?
It's pretty exciting, but it's definitely been thinking a little bit about like what kind of mark I want to leave, and knowing that after this I don't really get a chance to run with a team like the way you do in cross country. This is really my last shot. So I think as much as I want to do well as an individual, I think trying to soak in the whole team aspect is super important because after these hopefully next 2 races, it's that team aspect just isn't the same. I get to like train and travel with these guys in the winter and in the spring for track, but the way you line up with each other for cross country, it's just different. So I'm trying to soak that all in.
We'll talk about your teammates a little bit. Who else are you guys relying upon pretty heavily? You talk about Logan or Bryce, but just talk about kind of what the lineup's looking like going into regionals.
Well, you got Will Smith, the low stick. He's first team All-West region last year. Bryce Circanick, Drew Kolodge, they were all there. They're all back. It's a nice threesome up front. Freshman of the year last year, Logan Law. He's getting stronger and stronger, getting more mature, figuring out how to race. He's a solid 4th guy on paper. Cooper Laird is an old man now, 50-year senior, red shirt. Stronger, better. And then you add in Paul Talons, who's, again, a veteran. He's experienced. He's run the 10K. He knows how the NC2A West Regional works with over 200 runners lining up, and somehow you navigate it, and you add up your place when you're done, and we have a really, really good group. Add Mason Kissel, a rookie, first year, a redshirt sophomore. He's a 10K kind of guy, so we got a good lineup, but up front, it's Will Smith and Bryce and Drew, good low sticks with Logan right in the hunt, and Cooper, Paul, and Mason there to see if we can get that strong fifth place runner.
Coach, I'm just wondering, is there any advantages to having the West Regionals being Colfax for you guys? I mean, did you guys kind of know it? Pardon my experience not knowing, but is there an advantage of being in Colfax?
100%. We don't have to get on an airplane. We aren't going to stay in our own beds. That's all right. We're gonna. There's only one hotel down in Colfax. We dubsed it. We got it. There's a lot of fine dining down there, but we got Rose Arts across the street, so it's going to be heaven for us. But we like it. It's real close. We like simplicity. We're 1 mile from the course.
Yeah, all I can add is that it's comfortable. I think knowing that the weather is going to be what we're used to training in. We've run on the course a couple times, and there's going to be a lot of Zags fans out there, a lot of supporters. So I think that's something the whole team is getting really psyched about. So yeah, it's definitely going to be comfortable. I think that helps us quite a bit.
Thanks, guys. Talk about that performance just up and down the lineup.
Yeah, I think it was just consistent with what we've kind of run all year, and we felt like going into the race, we were the best team, and we didn't feel like we wanted to kind of leave it to anything late or run a race that wasn't kind of in our personality, and we did that, and we went out and kind of established what we wanted to do early, and you know, we're lucky enough not to look back, and I think that was a big relief for the group more than anything. So.
Yeah, I agree. Like some of the things you've been telling us all season to just be ourselves going to the races, and I think conference like kind of taking that pressure off ourselves, like knowing that we can just be our fun selves, like not think about too much about the race, and we don't need to change anything. Like we know who we are, and just go in there and like just dominate, and that helped us out a lot.
And Coach, just talk about the field for the rest of the regional. I believe Oregon, Washington, Stanford, they're going to be in there. I think you guys are ranked 4th in the region. Just talk about the field in general and just how talented Reading has gotten in the Western Conference.
Yeah, it's always a really good field. You know, every year you have 3 of the premier programs in the country that you have to contend with, and you know, I think this year we've shown ourselves consistently being a program that has to be accounted for, and I don't think going into Friday we're really going to change what our expectations are or give too much thought about who's racing. You know, just kind of sticking to what we've talked about all year, and that's being ourselves and you know, positioning ourselves, running the way we want to run, and you know, at the end of the race, we'll kind of see how that plays out. But we know it's a tough region. It's always a tough region. So we've run really well there the last 3 years, and the group knows that, and that's the expectation.
Talk about Logan's first season with the program, and what are you expecting from her in this regional race?
Just to Logan to continue to be herself. For her to be as consistent as she's been in her first collegiate cross-country season, I think is pretty impressive. I think she's really adapted to just being a part of a group and understanding that her responsibility is racing to the best of her capabilities and not having to do more or less than that. And you know, I think that's kind of you know, a nice place to be as a freshman. That's a real mature approach to take.
Rosina, as a leader on the team, what are you telling your younger teammates heading into this stretch of the season with regionals and then potentially nationals?
I think with like how long the season goes on for, I always just tell them to like always have fun with it, not to like take it too seriously. Like no matter what the result is, like we're still going to be there for each other. We still love each other. So I always like tell them like have fun, like give yourself some grace. Like if you have an off day, like hey, the rest of us, like we understand, like know that like, not every race is going to go the way you want it to. So don't be too hard on yourself, and like don't beat yourself up over it.
Rosanna, do you think you guys have a little bit of momentum or confidence kind of, I mean, getting the first WCC title as a team since 2015 and then your second straight individual title? Is there some momentum, confidence maybe?
I think there's definitely some momentum and confidence going into this race, especially like knowing the last couple of years we've been doing so well every time at regionals. So just getting this like win at conference like really does like build up our confidence and like the momentum going into it. And the nice thing is like we don't really like pressure ourselves too much over it or like going to like regionals. Like we haven't like really talked much about it. We're all just like, hey, let's take it day by day. Like today we're at practice doing this, tomorrow's gonna be this, and like we just let it like lead up to that, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, talk about going to Colfax, you know, still in state, I believe about an hour away, you know, just, yeah, talk about that. Is that a home field advantage? Do you feel at least that the travel will be easier and just,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely home field advantage for us, like kind of just like in our backyard, even though it's an hour away. We've raced on that course like at the beginning of the year, and we've got a couple of good workouts in to get a feel for the course and like really like places to look out for, like where like you can like really like make a move or like save some. It's been really nice to have Colfax here in the backyard, and then like our team can come out and cheer for us. That's I think our biggest thing, like with it being so close, having the advantage of our teammates coming down to cheer for us.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You know, being as close as we are, we've been on it. You know, doing workouts and you know, certainly having friends and family come down is really cool. We don't get to race in front of them as often as we'd like. So, you know, we do see it as an opportunity to really enjoy this opportunity in a kind of a unique setting for our program.